So this is kind of just a second quick little update on the chicken coop mostly. We worked on it yesterday some. It was 90 some degrees yesterday, so motivation was kind of low. But the goal is to get the chickens out of the living room. They're beginning to smell a bit. So that happened. We didn't really do much. We got the windows put in and built a little door. And chickens. Got them out of the living room. And they seem happy. We ended up having a thunderstorm last night. So I was curious of how dried it stayed. But everything looks okay. And they look happy to be out of the living room. Still got to make roost box and some. We're gonna divide this into 2 sections, and then put some roosts in here. And then eventually on this front side, underneath these windows, we'll put 2 doors that will go out into a future pen. They look happy. So the idea with this chicken coop originally was to kind of do it on a budget, and kind of what that involved is using parts of an old building, which would in this case amount to the roof and the floor is the only thing that was old. And don't really feel like I saved a whole lot. It still seemed kind of expensive, kind of a build to do this. We did score all these windows. We got an awful lot of windows, more than just, you know, what we used in this, for 35 bucks. So, used one in the door. These 2 will be the only 2 that open here on the front. And the rest of the windows I'm probably going to use. We have 2 other buildings that could use more light. So probably going to use those in those buildings at some point. We're also going to make a duck, kind of a duck enclosure. Might put a window or 2 in there, but even scoring on the windows, it just, the budget kind of grew on this chicken coop. But it's nice. So these guys here, they've kind of approached butcher age, and kind of just waiting for a set of days that I have available, and also a freezer. We're out of freezer space. So till then, just letting them do their thing. The turkeys too, they're ready. Just waiting on a freezer, and also trying to figure out, we don't really have any freezer bags, and I'm trying to find out if there's something different. I know I can buy the bags, but I'm just wondering if there's a cheaper option. I don't know. I know, like with the sheep and goats, I just use freezer paper, but I don't think that'd work real well on a turkey. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do there first. But other than that, they're ready to go. So we ordered these from a company, and when we finally got them, they literally are dry twigs. They assure us that they call it dormant, but I think they're more dead. But these 2 are pawpaw trees, and then these 2 were, I believe, pecan trees. We keep them watered, but literally I feel they're dead twigs. Got our little zucchini, a little summer squash. We didn't really plant very much this year. We didn't really give this garden much attention, but it's also been attacked by voles pretty heavily. Got some little beans going on. So I've not really got that far with my snowmobile project. Just a kind of a quick update on that. Other than I've just been gathering information. I did order a rebuild kit for this. It's a Tiltson HD carburetor. and kind of got the information off a guy, Power Mods on YouTube up in Canada. A good company to use for those gaskets, because most of the sets are crap, and so I took his advice and got the kit actually yesterday in the mail. And also they were nice enough, they printed off all this information on that carburetor, which you can't find online either, and sent it with that. I got it to turn over on using starter fluid, and it did that a time or two and then nothing. So I'm probably gonna have to pull this off and check the points, make sure. I mean, I am getting spark, I just don't know how strong of a spark, but it could be so many things. I'm kind of tossing the thought about just rebuilding it, at least partial, and then I know the problem. You know, I kind of know the state of where it's at. It could be I don't know, numerous different things. So this does have I kind of had an issue with not knowing, when you get a motor that's stripped down like this and you don't know anything about them, what kind of components that you need. And that's kind of where I've been just scouring the internet to try to find out, am I missing something that I need to start this with? But it's been on the back burner because of the chicken coop. It might turn into kind of a winter rebuild process or project. And I pulled the old motor mount out of this. I have to modify it a bit to get that new motor to fit. And that's as far as I've gotten. I really don't think that there's going to be any time this winter, or this summer or winter, for this project. I'd be lucky if I get the motor done and ready. And this, because of the rain that we had last night, I covered it, but I do have, the frame is 100% done and ready. So next project is to get the underneath of this bed painted, so I can get that slapped back on. Also do the same with the cab, so that I can at least get the whole thing rollable, and then I can get it back in the garage. So here's a little, well, not even update, I've not talked about them. These are my hazelnut trees. Can't remember how many I planted, but I did kind of a test. I put the seeds in water, and supposedly if they float, they may not sprout, and pretty much that's exactly what happened. The same number that floated did not sprout. I think I've got 4 so far. So I got this guy here, that one's coming up, and then this guy in the corner here. So I have 4 that have sprouted. And what I did when I got the seeds, and it worked very well, I put them in paper towel, wet paper towel, and kept it moist. Put them in the refrigerator for about 3 months until they actually started sprouting in the refrigerator. I'll show you what I mean. Right now I've got some pecan seeds doing the same thing, and just kind of keeping them moist. I can see that some of them are starting to crack open, but I think they've only been in there for about a month. So, and this is how they'll stay until they sprout. Then I'll pull them out and do exactly what I did here. And then I got some sage. I lost half of it because I left it in the sun and didn't water it, but luckily some of it kind of revived. Not growing very fast, but that is my sage. So just a quick update on on my planting. All these were from seeds, obviously. Shantae, you want to say hi?
What do you mean hi?
What do I mean hi?
Over here, Tony.
Do you
Enjoying
mean
your popsicle?